Do you remember the early 2000s? The world of mobile phones looked very different. For a time, one device was king, a symbol of power and connectivity. It was in the hands of CEOs, politicians, and professionals everywhere. That device was the BlackBerry. It fundamentally changed how we communicated on the go. But then, almost as quickly as it rose, its dominance faded. So what happened? Let's dive into the complete story of BlackBerry's incredible rise and its dramatic fall. This video is for educational and documentary purposes. We'll explore BlackBerry's history, from its innovative beginnings to its impact on the market, and the immense challenges that ultimately led to its decline. It's a fascinating story about technology, business, and the relentless pace of change. Our story begins not with a phone, but with a Canadian company called Research in Motion, or RIM. Founded in the 1980s, RIM initially focused on wireless data technology. Their big breakthrough came in the late 1990s with a device that could send and receive emails on the go. This was revolutionary. Before BlackBerry, being away from your desk meant being disconnected from your inbox. Suddenly, professionals could answer important messages from anywhere: a taxi, an airport, or a meeting. This freedom was a game changer. The first true BlackBerry device, the 850, was a two-way pager with a tiny keyboard. It wasn't a phone yet, but it was the seed of something huge. RIM's early strategy was brilliant. They didn't target the average consumer. Instead, they focused on the corporate world, emphasizing two key features: security and reliability. Their servers and software offered end-to-end encryption, making communications incredibly secure. For businesses and government agencies handling sensitive information, this was a non-negotiable feature. This laser focus on the enterprise market allowed BlackBerry to build a loyal and powerful user base long before smartphones became mainstream. By the mid-2000s, BlackBerry had reached its peak. It wasn't just a tool, it was a status symbol. The term crackberry was coined to describe the device's addictive nature. You could see its iconic form factor everywhere, from Wall Street trading floors to the halls of government. Fortune 500 companies issued BlackBerry devices to their employees by the thousands. Its secure network was trusted by world leaders for confidential communications. What made it so special? A huge part of its success was its push email technology. While other devices required you to manually check for new messages, a BlackBerry notified you instantly. It felt like magic. Your emails just appeared. Combined with the tactile, satisfying physical QWERTY keyboard, it was the ultimate productivity machine. Users could type out long, detailed emails with speed and accuracy that was impossible on the numeric keypads of other phones at the time. This keyboard became BlackBerry's signature feature, beloved by its dedicated users. BlackBerry Messenger, or BBM, was another killer app. It was an exclusive, encrypted instant messaging service for BlackBerry users, creating a powerful social network effect that kept people locked into the ecosystem. But as BlackBerry was enjoying its reign at the top, the ground was shifting beneath its feet. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone. It was a completely different vision for a mobile device. It had a massive full-face touchscreen and a user-friendly interface centered around apps. Initially, BlackBerry executives weren't worried. They saw the iPhone as a toy, lacking a physical keyboard and the security features that their corporate clients demanded. They believed their core market was safe. Around the same time, Google's Android operating system emerged, offering a more open and customizable alternative that hardware manufacturers could adopt. The market was splitting. While BlackBerry continued to focus on its business users and the physical keyboard, the consumer market was exploding with excitement for touchscreens and the endless possibilities of apps. BlackBerry was slow to react. They viewed the touchscreen as a novelty rather than the future. Their first attempts at a touchscreen device like the BlackBerry Storm were clumsy and poorly received, lacking the smooth, intuitive experience of the iPhone. They were stuck trying to please their old-school enterprise customers, while the rest of the world was moving on to a new paradigm of mobile computing. The next few years marked a rapid and painful decline. The app ecosystem became the new battlefield, and BlackBerry was losing badly. Developers flocked to iOS and Android, where the user base was growing exponentially. They created games, social media apps, and new tools that made smartphones essential for personal life, not just work. The BlackBerry app world felt barren in comparison. Without the apps people wanted, consumers had little reason to choose a BlackBerry over an iPhone or an Android device. Even the once loyal business customers started to change. The bring-your-own-device trend saw employees wanting to use their personal iPhones or Androids for work, and companies slowly began to accommodate them. BlackBerry's key advantages in security and email were gradually matched or deemed less critical by a market that now prioritized user experience and app selection. Sales plummeted. The company tried to pivot, launching the BlackBerry 10 operating system in 2013, a modern OS designed to compete head-on with iOS and Android. While technically impressive, it was too little, too late. The market had already moved on. The brand that once defined mobile professionalism was now seen as outdated. In the end, BlackBerry's story is a powerful lesson in the world of technology. They were true pioneers who put the internet in our pockets and created the first real smartphone. Their focus on security and productivity set the standard for an entire industry. However, their incredible success also led to a sense of complacency. They failed to recognize the profound shift in consumer desire from a work-focused tool to an all-in-one life companion. The decline of BlackBerry shows that no matter how dominant a company is, it must constantly adapt, innovate, and listen to the evolving demands of the market. It's a reminder that in technology, the only constant is change. BlackBerry may no longer be the king of mobile, but its legacy as a trailblazer will never be forgotten. Thanks for watching. If you found this story interesting, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more explorations into the history of technology. See you next time.